The making of steamed hams, but it's clutch cargo, or Seymour Skinner in the Albany expression.
Clutch cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot.
So obviously this video is a parody of Clutch Cargo, a quote-unquote animated TV series from the late 50s that featured an unsettling technique called Synchro-Vox, where real lips were superimposed onto drawn characters.
All I know is that we're to meet a man named Rocky Diggers.
But where?
Of course, I wanted to do it for real because that's the fun way. First, I drew up a storyboard, then used that to make a list of the different shots I was going to need for the video. From there, I made a list of assets that I would need to make to achieve said shots. I am only one person, so I needed this to be as few as possible. I did an estimate of the time required, and it came to 120 hours, a number that didn't give me confidence. Okay, so I 3D printed some pieces, and with my favorite dollar store project materials, picture frames, foam core, and hot glue, I built a rig to shoot it. To test it all out, I painted a background element, a Krusty Burger restaurant in the style of a 1950s McDonald's, a car to drive past it in the middle ground, and a title card to go in the foreground. I felt it was a successful proof of concept, but still needed some work, so I drew a smaller car and digitally designed and vinyl cut the title artwork instead. After this test, I felt like I was on the right path and got started on the backgrounds. Painting these in gouache probably would have been the better choice, but one, I didn't have any gouache, and two, I'm not a particularly good painter. I did have a big set of craft acrylics in nice punchy colors, so I used those. I really felt like I was in over my head while working through this stage. After that, I moved on to the foreground assets, and things started moving a bit quicker. I first drew the artwork on paper and tracing paper and pencil, then traced it onto sheets of polyester with acrylic paint markers and extra fine Sharpies. Working at a larger scale would have allowed for cleaner line work, but I kept things smaller to keep them all more manageable. I painted them as one would traditional animation cells, using the same craft acrylics as the backgrounds, albeit watered down slightly so they'd glob on easier. Some colors work better than others. With all the assets complete, my confidence returned, and it was time to shoot. With all that footage in the can, I cut it all together. I was considering re-recording the dialogue, but decided to keep the original.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Ah, Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Yeah.
My friend Regan, who also played Skinner in my Binging with Babish video, put on some goth makeup and was the mouth.
Steamed hams.
Yeah, so you could...
4 steamed hams.
And finally, after about 96 hours over the course of 2+ months, it was done.
Ah, Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Yeah.
Here's a quick side-by-side of the Clutch Cargo and Seymour Skinner intros.
Seymour Skinner and his pal Superintendent Chalmers
in another exciting adventure, the Albany Expression.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video as well as the behind the scenes. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated with what I have coming up next. See ya.